License is insurance or insurance that this lottery is legit
Okay.
and it's run a proper way. It's running a proper way. It's the winnings are paid out.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Millionaire Podcast. With us, we have someone very special. He has 30 years of experience in the industry. He's one of 3 lotto game designers in the world, and he is here with us to share insights about Millionaire and the green initiative behind it, Oasis Park. We have with us Mr. Ravji Martin.
Thank you, Maradona. It's great to be here today.
Yes, nice to have you.
You should not say like the 30 years because it makes me so old. I mean,
29.
Thank you very much.
Next year he'll have 31 years of experience.
Very nice of you.
In a few days from now.
So I think, experience is in this industry is really important to understand the mechanics and stuff like that. I mean, obviously you can. A lottery is always a number-based game, math-based, and you cannot manipulate. I mean, no matter how smart you are, there is no way to cheat on the system or to be better than others. Just choose your lucky numbers, and you're in.
Great. And the question for today: why is a license important in lotteries?
Yeah, that's let me start with this. I mean, first of all, most established lotteries are national lotteries, meaning it's run by the government.
Okay.
So, or some entities that are related to the government. That means there is like no way for other lotteries to be in the country, and this. Obviously, is not true what I'm saying because, I mean, yes, we have other lotteries, but these are licensed lotteries, which means like we have the government, the national lottery, and then you have more or less, or most of the time, national social lotteries. And these social lotteries are specialized on special topics to support some initiatives or something like that. And they need basically some licensing. The reason for this is obviously not to have like the black sheep, like in the market. You need to make sure that the game is a good game, like it's not just for profit making or not even for profit making. Social lotteries are giving their profits most of the time in these social causes. And even the national lotteries are, even for the government is usually financing projects. They cannot take money out of the let's say the country's budget.
Okay.
Or they don't want to. Who knows? So license is insurance or insurance that this lottery is legit.
Okay.
And it's run a proper way. It's running a proper way. It's the winnings are paid out. The quote. I mean, how much a lottery usually should pay out at least 50% of the sales, right? So people, I mean, can be assured that not the lottery money, I mean, a lottery is making is all going into the pocket of the lottery. It's mainly it's 50, sometimes even 55% is going back to the winners.
Okay.
So in winnings, and then the rest is used for obviously some marketing expenses and stuff like that, and some salaries for some people, and then and technical stuff, and the rest, as I said, in social causes.
Okay.
So, and having a license, the authorities who are giving you the license are looking very closely what you're doing. So that's why it's so important. And it's, for example, I mean, how do you do you work with your data? For example, is it safe? Is it protected from third parties to have access to it? Especially when you're dealing with sensitive data like bank accounts, credit cards, even birth dates, phone numbers. These all things have to be protected and regulated. And the companies, they can, of course, they can insure it. Just somebody, and these are the authorities giving these license. They need to check it once in a while.
Okay.
So yeah, and when it comes to O Millionaire, obviously we are international lottery. People from all over the world can play unless it's restricted in some countries. And we have like a license. I brought this just here.
Oh, nice.
The people listening to us cannot see it, but that's a paper where it's written on. And it's a license from the island of Anjouan, which gives us permission for B2C gaming activities with accordingly to their laws, basically. And I think it's really important because for everybody to understand, that means like we have to report to these authorities once in a week if there are special things coming up, like problems with the system, problems with payouts, problems with players, like all issues that are interrupting the smoothness of a lottery. They need to know, and of course, if you proceed the proper way. Lotteries, there are lottery associations, by the way. Lotteries need to be safe. I mean, this is like where people spend money and they are playing for changing their life. They want to have the jackpot, which is usually in the millions. With O Millionaire, for example, it always starts with 50 million dirhams. And then it goes up every week by 500,000 until there is a winner. And that's why I would say like a lottery without a license. I don't know if I would trust them.
Yeah.
But obviously, if it's a national lottery from your country, I mean, and the government is behind it. Let's say the Spanish lottery, El Gordo, for example. I mean, they have there's like the Christmas lottery. I don't know if you heard about it, but I think that jackpot is like 2.7 billion euros. And it's one of the biggest lotteries in the world. Of course, it has to be regulated. Whenever money is involved, you want some authority to look at it.
Wow.
When a lot of money is involved, right? So this is but this is a government entity, right?
And even something as big as the Super Bowl, people from anywhere in the world can participate in.
You're talking about the Powerball.
The Powerball.
Powerball, yeah. Super Bowl is a nice game, by the way, where even more people participate, right? Watching at least.
Yeah. Sure.
The Powerball is a US lottery, which regularly has like the highest jackpots in the world.
Okay.
It every few months, I would say, maybe twice a year.
Anyone can participate.
No, in this case, it's not as easy. Some countries regulate it by only the basically residents of the country can buy it.
Okay. Wow.
So talking, for example, I mean, and this is a difference, for example, with O Millionaire, because O Millionaire, literally everybody can participate. I mean, as I said, like it's an online lottery, so I mean, as soon as you have like access to it, you basically can participate.
Okay.
And a few countries are restricted, which is okay. And we have restrictions by even by the banks, where we are not supposed to, deal with countries that are on a blacklist from the bank side.
True.
But a country always can.
Plus, I'm sure this authority will also have a look of.
Yes.
There's a check that happens every week.
Right. Let me get back to, because I was just reading the other day and was involved with El Gordo, the Spanish Christmas lottery, because people said, like, can you play from all over the world? And there are obviously some entities where you can play from, and like some websites, right? But these are like it's a gray market, I would say. They have, few of them have licenses, but it's a betting license. And the interesting thing is, like, you are not playing the real thing. What you do is, like, you play with a private entity on a betting license. That means you are betting on the outcome of this lottery, of the state lottery. Right? Okay. So it's, but as long as it's they have a license, there should nothing go wrong. I mean, you probably get your winnings, but it's not the official way. The official way with El Gordo, for example, is only you have to go there and you have to buy a ticket in a kiosk or online in the country. The good thing about El Gordo is you do not have to have a residency in Spain.
Okay.
So even tourists can buy it. So just get a ticket and like every Christmas, and fly and buy the ticket. I mean, and you might be one of the big winners. But again, I mean, this license stuff is not easy. I mean, if it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of skills from all the departments that are involved, because they want to know everything about your IT, of course. They want to make sure that there is no loophole, or something like that, where you can manipulate the lottery or the outcome of it. They make sure even the draw machines are coming from a licensed company. And so as I said, I mean, the question is very interesting, and I think it's important to have a license. And usually the companies that have a license, they post it somewhere on their website. Yeah. And you can click on it and see it.
Listed it on the website that we have.
Yeah, Millionaire has it on the website, and you can click on it and you can see if the license is active. Okay. So it's a link straight to the government, to the authorities of Anjouan. So I believe this is a something like to guarantee the quality of the game.
Great. And whichever country it's not available in, it's just not available. That's it.
Yeah, I mean,
people cannot participate from it.
No, I mean, it's if you're from I mean, first of all, Millionaire is not offering in these countries. I mean, not doing like any advertising or whatever. I mean, still it's online. So I mean, something. I mean, I mean, if a newspaper is reporting about it, and even if it's, let's say, a newspaper in I don't know, in France, of course, like from Saudi, you can read it. I mean, so the information is like not exclusive, meant for a country, but yes, it's Anjouan has some countries where they do not want you to play.
Okay.
So these countries are excluded. We just follow the rules. It's really important. And it's good. I mean, as I said, I mean, if all the companies, all the providers online, because it's so easy to do something online right now. If all these companies would have a license, or at least like try to get a license, you would know, yes, it's a real thing or just a scam. And so hopefully people appreciate that we went through this process. It took more than a year to get all the information and explanations and everything together.
Okay.
So it's not just something like where you apply and you get it. They take it really serious.
Okay.
And I think it's even more serious, I would say, than some governments take it.
Okay.
So if I'm talking about Europe countries, in my case, for example, then I would say it's a lot easier to get a license in France or Germany
Wow.
or Austria than for a social lottery than getting like this Anjouan license.
Great. And also, this next line is optional if you want to keep it in the edit. O Millionaires also had licenses in the past in different countries.
Well, this is a license actually from and international, right? It's not limited to a country.
Okay.
It's just issued by one country.
Okay.
But well, before when we started, I would say like O Millionaire is coming from Oman.
Okay.
We had permits,
Okay.
which is a different thing because like in a lot of Arabic countries, we do not have gambling laws yet.
True.
But we are working on this, or I know that we are helping sometimes, to improve this kind of thing. But so it was like more like a permit to run it. In these cases, we had to be Sharia compliant, for example.
Yeah. Okay.
That was one big issue. But it's opening. The world is opening. It's good because lotteries are doing something good for the country if it's a proper way, and that's why it's so important again to have a license, because you are supposed to have like a social initiative, and in our case it's a green initiative.
Okay.
You want to save the planet. We have O Millionaire is like O Millionaire is supporting the Oasis Park, so to fight global warming by planting trees.
Great.
So
and even in the past, we started from Oman. We were in the Middle East. It was Sharia compliant.
yes,
And it's not available now in certain regions and countries. And now we have a license from Anjouan.
yes, it makes it a lot easier, and it makes it more credible because again, it's not just the control by ourselves; it's control by a third party.
True.
This is like really important. Have like it, and even so, you are doing your best. You can. Sometimes it's helpful if somebody says like, "Hey, wait a minute, look at this. You have to change this." And if you are legit and open to improve, it shouldn't be a problem at all. It doesn't harm the game.
Absolutely. And also you're open about it to come and speak about it.
Yeah.
There's nothing to hide about it.
No. And again,
sharing information.
Is
that how
it feels good to have the paper? Yeah.
This is how it looks like.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's coming. It's from the authorities, and I think it gives credibility again. The show is approved. We have like a live show, which makes it even more secure that nobody can cheat on it.
True.
Everybody can see it. Everybody can watch it. There's streaming like in different channels, of course. So the question is good, and I think I love to ensure that this O Millionaire is a legit lottery, which is like doing the best for the planet.
Perfect.
And for your own, if you are one of the winners, like for your own life. That's why we always say like, play the lottery if you are not happy with your salary, for example, because that's the only way you can boost it. Because if you are like average person and you win, you earn your whatever 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, even 10,000 dirhams, and you win the lottery with 50 or 100 or whatever. The max is at 200 million when you double your jackpot. That you have, this is money. You cannot spend in your lifetime. So So make sure you play a licensed lottery, please.
Okay.
That's my message for today.
Great. Thank you so much for sharing us information about licenses and lotteries. It's actually good to know the transparency involved.
Yes.
It's good to know that it's legit. It's good to know we've had a history of how far Millionaire has come.
Right.
And
Yeah.
people can look up and get information and participate. And who knows? One day you might be the lucky winner.
And if you're not winning, the good part is always you're doing something good for the planet.
Yeah.
Because, this Oasis Park initiative is something really good. And Millionaire is to fund this initiative. Otherwise, it would not work. There's money needed to plant the trees, to maintain the trees, and to grow the forests.
True. Great. Thank you so much for sharing us insights. If you have any questions, please send it to us, and Mr. Ralph will be more than happy to answer all of them. Stay tuned for another episode of the Millionaire Podcast. Till then,
thank you very much, Maradona.
Thank you very much.
And again, you can't
win if you don't play.